Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and some Planet Coaster Classic Rides DLC news. So today's live stream from Planet Coaster, I did say that we would have another video tonight talking about today's live stream as soon as I got home from work. Unfortunately, I did watch it while I was on my lunch, and it wasn't anything like what I expected it to be. So, I mean, it is kind of nice that they did actually work with Carowinds, and they actually had the lady from Carowinds community management and all that there, to, you know, to kind of talk about the ride and everything. But other than that, I mean, it was kind of a letdown. The stories were kind of cool about how they talked about the different, you know, aspects of the ride and how it came to be. All of that was interesting to hear, but I don't think anybody actually tuned in to the live stream today because they expected to, you know, talk about Copperhead Strike. I think most people tuned into that because they wanted to see some more DLC news, and that's what a lot of people were expecting. I myself was expecting that today. But it just didn't happen, did it? So, I'm not sure what to talk about tonight, or at least I wasn't sure what to talk about tonight. But, you know, I figured out something anyway. So, a little bit of spoiler coming up. I am going to show you guys a couple things that you may not have noticed. But before we get to that, let's take a look here at... I want to go back and kind of talk about the... what was it called? The Interdimensional? Yeah, Interdimensional. Which is the new ride that they previewed today, the new coaster. Now, I talked about it this morning, and I got a ton of comments on my video. Now, as soon as I make the video, let me just say this. I got up extremely early this morning for you guys to make that video, and I saw it, and then I just kind of started talking and recording. So, I didn't exactly have a whole lot of background going into that, and there were some things I noticed after I already made the video that I didn't realize while I was making the video. So, it is not... so I said it was going to be an extreme spinning coaster, much like Time Traveler. It's actually not. It looks like it's going to be a little more like... the closest one that I can find is Whirlwind at Toverland. That's the closest thing to it because the track and the cars actually match. So I think this is actually what they were going for. Now, there is a couple things to discuss about this, though. So even though it is much like Whirlwind or Dorvelwind or however you pronounce it, because I'm sorry, it's a foreign language and I'm from Kentucky and I'm going to butcher it, so I apologize right now. So it looks like that's exactly what they were kind of modeling after. However, they did say this in the description for the ride. They said we would be able to control the spin anywhere in the ride. So much like how Time Traveler controls its spin, I feel it's a little bit more like that. There's a couple other things to discuss about this coaster as well, and that is the fact that if we look at the track, so I saw some people talk about how, oh, this is from Euromir, I think they were saying it's based on that, and then they were saying, yeah, that's the prototype for the spinning coaster, and from Mach. I want to say Mac, but I'm going to try to do you guys a favor and say Mach, because apparently that's how you pronounce it. So, some people were saying, oh yeah, that's what it is. It's Euromir. Yes and no. Okay, so the cars I get. It is definitely a prototype from that. However, the track is not. The track is completely different on Euromir than what it is on this. So the closest thing that it actually is to, if you look at the triangular Mach track, which we got with Vector, and then, you know, you look at the cars and stuff. I think Whirlwind is the closest to it. Being able to control the actual cars and how they spin, and like we can make them free spin or let them loose at any point on the track. That's kind of cool. So it won't be like Whirlwind in that way, but it'll be a little more like Time Traveler in that regards. And there's something else I do kind of want to talk about this track as well. Since it is most likely it's using Vector's track, will we be able to do inversions? If we're looking at this brand new picture that they posted today after I was already at work, thanks, you can see over here on this overbanked turn that I'm kind of showing off here, you can see that it is kind of banked quite a bit right there. So it is possible that we might be able to make these do inversions. But if you look at the restraints don't really kind of work for inversions. I mean, I suppose they can, but they're not really set up for that. So I'm kind of wondering if Frontier is restricting this specific coaster so that we can't we can't put like the cars on another track. So we can't do, say, this on the vector track to get launches or anything like that. So we can't do that. And so I wonder if they're going to restrict it from being able to do inversions as well. It would be one of those things that Frontier would do, because they make a lot of restrictions on a game that is supposed to be about freedom, because they think it's more realistic, and a lot of times, sometimes they're right, and other times they're not. There's a lot of things that they've done because they said it's more realistic, and then we have showed them stuff, like we've showed them actual coasters as proof that this can be done, and they completely ignore it. In this case, I think I'd rather have the cars that had maybe like Time Traveler's cars, not exactly like Time Traveler's cars, but like restraint-wise. And I could be wrong on this. I will probably have to go back and look at Time Traveler's restraints real quick, but yeah, it looks like they're setting it up so you can't be able to do inversions, which would be a shame. The other thing is, I don't know if there's any going to be able to have launches on this track, so that's another question. Are we going to be able to launch these? I really hope that there is no restrictions on that. I hope we can do inversions. I hope it's the same as the vector track, and we can do this, the launched, and we've got the spinning parts of it too. That will make this track a lot more, and this coaster and this track, a lot more relevant than the spinning coasters that we already have in the game. So I did kind of want to discuss this a little more in depth, because I was wrong this morning. I will completely admit that I was wrong. There is no need to, and as soon as I realized it, the video was still processing when I realized my mistakes and stuff. So I went ahead and went on in, and I actually pinned a message, or at least I thought I pinned a message to the top, like, please don't, comment and tell me I'm wrong, because, I realize it, but I was too late by the time I already filmed it and was getting the video ready. It was too late. I didn't have time to refilm. So I did have some things wrong this morning, and I do apologize, but I am trying to correct those now, and I admitting that I am in the wrong on some of the stuff that I said this morning. So the question is, can we do launch track? Can we do inversions on this? That is a great question. It looks to be the exact same thing as the vector track. I don't really think there's going to be a huge difference in this and the vector track. So hopefully there's no restrictions on it. But Frontier is known for giving us restrictions that we don't want. So I will say that. And again, like I do want to say, I do apologize for having some wrong information this morning and saying it's an extreme Mach spinning coaster. And it is based on Time Traveler, when it actually seems like it is more based on Whirlwind Toverland. Whirlwind Toverland. Saying those two things, saying those two words back to back kind of sound weird. But anyway. Okay, so now that we've discussed this, now it's time to go into something a little more juicier, a little more spoilerish. Let's talk about the reason why you guys are watching this video right now. So we didn't get any new information about the DLC today during the live stream like we expected. I said this earlier, right? I'm giving you guys a little more time. If you don't want to see this, if you don't want to hear about anything, if you don't want to see me break any information to you, and you'd rather be surprised with Frontiers, I am warning you right now. Go ahead and stop this video. Go watch something else. Stay away from it, because I am going to spoil something. I'm totally going to spoil it. If you guys haven't seen this already, I am going to spoil this to you. It was actually pointed out to me by one of my viewers, East Custom Coasters, so I want to give a huge shout out to him. Thank you so much, man, for showing this to me. I didn't see it at first, and then we had a couple of sentences back, a couple of comments back and forth today on my video, and I was looking at this with one of my Discord friends, one of my Twitch viewers, Joe K5. And we were discussing it and looking at the picture, and we did see some things. We did see what you were talking about, and I'm going to get into that again. So again, I am giving you guys time to leave if you don't want to see this, because I don't want to hear any more things about, oh, I stole these from Frontier and I stole their thunder and all this other stuff. I don't want to get the lady designer's panties in a wad again. So basically, yeah, this is going to be a spoiler. So if you guys don't want to see this, I've already warned you a couple of times. So with that being said, let's take a look at a picture from the very first day. Let's take a look at the Spotlight Sky Temple here. So it was pointed out to me that there was something in this picture that I don't think Frontier realized was in this picture. And it's actually a couple of things. So the first thing, I want to grab my pencil up here and make sure, let's see, let's get the right color. 1 minute here. I should have been more prepared than this. No, I want to go with that. And let's make that a little larger there. Alright, so I'm in Photoshop is why you guys are seeing. Oh wait, that's too large. Yeah, we don't want that. That's good. Alright. So, in this picture, if you look, and I want to give credit to Joe K5 as well. He did point this out, and he did kind of edit the image a little bit to make this a bit more viewable. But if you look right here on this corner, there's a hidden ride in this picture. And if you look really closely at it, and I've got this fairly blown up right now. I can blow it up some more, but just not in this photo. Well, actually I can. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you look right there, that's a ride. And I don't know if any of you guys recognize that ride, but I'll tell you what it looks like exactly to me. That looks like that's a whip. The classic whip. One of the coasters that I have said we could really, or not coasters, but one of the flat rides that we said, me and a couple other people have said we would love to see in the game, and has been asked for, and it looks like we are going to get it. This is the classic in the classic rides pack right here. That is a whip. And it is hidden in view. I don't think Frontier realized this was in the picture when they took it, or that maybe they thought they had hit it well enough and nobody was going to see it. But that is definitely a whip right there. So we've got that. But that's not the only thing. There's a little something else right here too. So if we go down here, I want to point these three things out right here. I'm going to step backwards here. Control-Alt-Z. Alright. So I also want to point out a couple of different things here. And I'm sorry here. Let me move this up a little bit. Alright, so this is the corner of the image that we're looking at right here. Can I move that over some? Kind of center it? Yeah, there we go. It is tiny, and this is blown up very, very far. So there is a little thing, if you look right here, that looks like an umbrella. So me and Joe, we were talking, and we were like, wait, is that a paratrooper? No, it doesn't look like it's attached to anything. Oh, wait, there's another one. And there's another one. Whatever this is, it looks like it's going around in a circle. But I don't think it's a paratrooper, because if you look, you guys probably can't see it from this video here, but if you're looking at this at home, the way that the guests kind of look like they're seated doesn't look like they're seated like they're going around in a circle. Plus, this is pretty far up in the air right here, looking at perspective-wise. Unless, it's hard to see, but perspective-wise, this doesn't look like this would be a paratrooper. And if it is, it's really tall, like a whole lot taller and a whole lot bigger than it's supposed to be. So what I'm thinking this is this is a parachute tower. The only thing I'm thinking about this though is if it is the parachute tower, it does seem like it might be kind of small. So it's a little too small to be a parachute tower, but it's a bit too big, it seems like, to be a paratrooper. But I mean, I am more leaning towards this is a parachute tower than anything else. So everybody who's been asking for that classic parachute tower, I think this is it. I think this was leaked in this first photo from, not the Copperhead Strike photo, but the first photo of the classic rides yesterday. I think this was leaked in it, and they didn't even realize it. So there we have it. That's my hidden rides to show you guys. We have this right here. So whatever this is, it looks like it is circular. It does look like it's going behind the Sky Temple here and in a circle, it looks like. And like this is one, this is one, this is one. There'd probably be another one like here, another one like here, and another one like over here. And they are circular. They look like little umbrellas is what they look like. But they also look very Asian themed too, which is kind of weird. So, I don't know, it doesn't really look too much like a parachute tower, but it doesn't look too much like a paratrooper, but I'm not sure what else it could be. Joe, he had first seen it, and well, I seen it first, but he pointed it out first because I hadn't gotten to it yet. I was still discussing the whip. And then as soon as I was discussing the whip, he was like, "Oh, look down there. Is that like sky cabins? Umbrella cabins?" And he was thinking maybe the ski lift. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not seeing any wires or anything. So I think whatever this is, it's rather large because it looks like it's fairly up in the air pretty far. It looks like it's fairly spaced apart, so I don't think it's a paratrooper. I think this is a parachute tower. That's what I think it is. You guys let me know in the comments below what you think it is. You guys who didn't want to be spoiled, hey, sorry, I warned you. So we've got whatever this is, which again I think parachute tower, and then we've got this right here, which is definitely a whip. Whatever those are, and there's maybe possibly one more thing in this picture here, but it's hard to say. I'm kind of zooming in on it here, and I don't know, now that I'm zooming in, it could just be a blur because this is zoomed in quite a bit. But let me go back to my marker here. There's something back here which looks like some kind of tracked ride. This could be an Autotopia maybe, or maybe a classic Cars ride. It's some kind of tracked ride though, or it could just be the monorail that we already have in the game going through the castle gates here that looks like the London Bridge gates. But this is definitely some kind of tracked ride back here. I don't think it's paths, and this is zoomed in pretty far, so this is probably just some depixelization, but that looks like something on the track right there and right there. So that could be some kind of tracked ride, possibly an Autotopia, because that looks like a plane. I'm just going to go ahead and draw a plane right now out of this. Just kind of there. Alright, so that's everything I have for you guys tonight. I did promise you a video tonight. I wasn't expecting to make this particular video. I was expecting to make a video about talking about whatever that was that they showed today during the live stream, but instead I ended up showing you guys a little bit of spoiler information instead, because I'm good for that. That's what I think. Again, you guys, if you blow this up, you can see us for yourself. Somebody also said, I guess Joe was talking to somebody, and he said he was told that there is a gravitron in the picture, but I mean, I'm not seeing it, so I'm only going to talk about what I can see. I don't see a gravitron anywhere in here, so, and I've looked pretty closely at that. That is definitely the whip, though. Whatever this is, and the whip, and possibly something else hiding behind this plane I drew up here, like Bob Ross. Alright, so that's pretty much everything I had to talk about tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. A little bit of spoiler going out there. And tomorrow, so we get a new ride tomorrow, possibly 2 new rides tomorrow. So we only have Thursday, Friday, and Monday left because the pack comes out on Tuesday. So Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And then we have 6 other rides plus the variant to be revealed. I think it's possible we may end up seeing 2 rides revealed tomorrow. I don't think they're going to be like, only show us 3 more rides and then let the rest of it be a surprise for when we buy the pack. I honestly think we will see maybe 2 rides previewed tomorrow. I'm surprised they didn't do it in the live stream today, but I guess they had other things on their mind. I'm kind of upset about that live stream because at no point did they showed some pictures, but their sound went out, and so whatever the lady from Carowinds was saying during that point, we didn't get to hear what she was saying. But they showed some pictures, but they didn't show the actual thing in action. And I'm kind of surprised on that. I really thought they would have it, like we would actually be able to see it in the game. I thought they would talk about that because that's what the stream was about. But guess not. They only spent about 45 minutes, and really only about 40 minutes of that because 5 minutes of it was the intro. So it is what it is. I expected to be talking about more stuff tonight that we got previewed, and instead I am showing you things that probably Frontier doesn't want me to show you. So, hey, once again, I'll get in trouble over it again. I mean, what are they going to do? They going to blacklist me again? I'm unofficially blacklisted anyway. So, you guys enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this little look. I'm going to head out of here. I will see you in the morning. I'm going to get this video edited, and I will see you in the morning to talk about whatever we find tomorrow. Whatever is teased tomorrow. I will see you then. In the meantime, as always, guys, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, And thanks for watching. I also want to give a huge shout out once again. I don't know if I said it in the beginning of the video because I'm just rambling at this point, but I have gotten over 7,000 views in the last 3 days. I appreciate every single one of you for that, who haven't been an ass on my comments, that is. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm now over 1,800 subs. That's amazing. I love it. That you just keep watching, guys, because I mean, I know a lot. I get more views when I do these videos talking about the game, but you know, hopefully you guys enjoy my builds and stuff as well, because I try to build I'm a realistic builder. I try to build realistic parts. I try to build beautiful parts, and I hope you guys enjoy that too. So if you're tuning in just for the Planet Coaster news, make sure you go and check out my other videos of my different parks and stuff, because I kind of think they're pretty incredible myself, but that's for you to say. All right, so one more time, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the morning. What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button down below and click on the bell to stay on top of all my new videos and live streaming events here on YouTube. I also want to give a huge shout out to all the names you see on the right for their support through donations, Patreon, and through Twitch subs. If you would like to join their ranks and you are able, you can do so by clicking on any of those links in the video description down below. No worries though, if you don't like giving away money like that, you can still support the channel by purchasing games or anything through Greenman Gaming, through Humble Bundle, or through Amazon by clicking on my links and making your purchase. A little bit of that goes towards me to support the channel. If you still can't get enough of me, you can always check me out live on twitch.tv and stay up to date with me on Twitter as well. Now that's going to be it, but I can't say thank you enough for all your support here on the channel. Wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later.